A report here that does say that Joe Richards has been offered a 4-year deal by the Power. 4 years for a guy who's only played one season. Has been literally in the league for one season. He's already gotten a 4-year deal by the Port Adelaide Power. And look, I will say I kind of recommend the Power to do this, because I will admit that Joe Richards has single-handedly helped me touch some of my friends without consent on Supercoach. So I'm very happy that Joe Richards helped me do that. And look, most players after their first season in the AFL might be very lucky to get a 2-year extension, right? Then there's some of the top 10 picked players who will literally get themselves a 3-year extension by the club. I think there's only been a couple players in recent memory that have been offered massive 4-year plus deals from other clubs to go to their team after year one. I think Port Adelaide were the last team to do this. They did it with Jason Horne-Francis. I think they gave him a 6-year deal to get out of North. And then GWS, I think they traded Tom Boyd to the Dogs, where the Dogs signed him for 7 years, $7 million, which was the third biggest contract back then. An absolute crazy signing that will go down in AFL history to this day. And it looks like Joe Richards is a part of this group now, which is really interesting because his skill is clearly not to what the other players were that were offered these kind of deals before him. But the thing is, and why I think Port Adelaide really like Joe Richards, is that this is not a 20 to 21 year old random guy they have been, they're offering, who could absolutely shit the bed any second and turn into, some bum, right? Joe Richards is semi-proven, because you're looking at a 24-year-old guy who's been literally doubling his play every single year for the past 2 or so years, and then making his way into the AFL, where he's played for Collingwood and has come out and, again, actually surprised a lot of people. Again, I think he was originally touted just to be this small forward who was going to come in and add some pressure and maybe kick a goal or two a game. But he's actually found himself being a really good player who has been able to move up the ground like a really good high half forward, who I low-key feel like, maybe given some time as well, could become a decent wingman in the AFL. And I think Port could also be looking at that, but they're definitely looking to add to their forward depth and add a guy who can come in and not only work his way up the ground, but go back, add pressure, and kick a goal or two. So I don't think there's any way Collingwood can match this. I mean, what club has ever re-signed a player after their first year for 4 years? It's never really been done before. It's only teams that trade for players that do this. And I don't necessarily know if Collingwood were even thinking about doing this. They were probably thinking 1 to 2 year extension, probably 2 years, obviously. And then Port have just come out and offered fucking a lifetime supply right there. So yeah, this kind of sucks for Collingwood fans, because in reality, he's probably going to leave the team. And if it turns into a trade or whatever, I don't even know what Port Adelaide can give them, because they never really have too much. And the working arounds of him requesting a trade or leaving, I don't think it should be too hard for him to get across. And it's probably going to be an offer that Collingwood can not only not match, but probably not going to have too much leeway in the trade. So it sucks for Collingwood. I mean, they found this really nice player who is a mature age recruit who's probably going to head into his prime very, very shortly already, who is literally going to leave them straight away and go to another contending team. But again, you can't really blame the guy, because I mean, if I was offered fucking 4 years to go to Port Adelaide, even if the only thing to do in Adelaide is go to church, fuck, I'm going, bro. I'm there. Again, there's more Port rumors going out right now, being suggested by Cal Toomey that the Blues are interested in Dan Houston. Again, this is going to become a very, very sticky situation, because the reality is he has 4 years left, and it's not like the Daniel Rioli situation where it would benefit Richmond to trade Rioli on that 4-year deal. This doesn't really benefit Port Adelaide too much, besides clearing cap to maybe sign any of the other guys. But at the end of the day, they can always backpedal and be like, we withdraw one of our contracts to Perryman or something and just keep Houston. It doesn't affect them too much. But the thing is, they want the 2 first-round picks, and clearing salary wouldn't be the worst idea. It's just, who is going to be able to trade for Dan Houston? I don't see a way where Carlton can really do this, because from what we've heard, they are the most tight team in the AFL when it comes to their salary cap. So how they go about this, I legitimately have no idea, unless like a Patrick Cripps or someone takes some sort of restructure of a pay cut or whatever it might be. I don't know. We're getting into some fucking NFL terminology there of restructures. Again, it was said that Melbourne were the team that were interested in Houston. He was interested in them, and then he's kind of backed out since all of the Petrarca situation has happened. And if you don't know about the Petrarca situation, it is being said that Christian Petrarca is feeling unhappy and disgruntled with the direction of the Demons, despite 5 years left to run on his contract per 9 news. I think it was Cal Toomey also said that, I think it was Tom Morris actually, said that if he was out of contract today, he would literally be requesting a trade, which is kind of fucked up to think. But Petrarca and Houston find themselves in that same situation where the teams who do have salary cap now in Melbourne are like really just Richmond is like the big one, probably going to have a bunch of salary, and they're wanting to completely start a new rebuild and go way forward with that. Again, St Kilda are a team who's going to have 2 top 10 picks. I don't think they're going to be interested in Houston, though. They've got some good halfback services there. They're not going to go for that. And I don't think they're going to have the capital to want to go for Petrarca, and they're probably going to want to go the cheaper route. So this is a very weird thing for Christian Petrarca and Dan Houston. I think a lot of the Petrarca rumors are, quite frankly, bullshit, and I think he's easily going to stay a Demon without a question. But Dan Houston, I legitimately don't fucking know what team he is going to end up on. It really does confuse me, and if Carlton do it, they're probably going to go over the fucking salary cap like they did like 15 or 20 years ago. But of course, if you haven't already, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Comment your thoughts and opinions down below. Who do you guys think is going to be traded? Who do you guys think is going to be leaving? All that type of stuff. Don't forget to subscribe to my IRL/vlogging channel and my gaming channel. Links for them will be in the description down below. And I guess I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.